they had all the information that he presented to us to prove that they were bullshitting. And they just simply decided, to write the story in a way that made it look like he just made everything up. Welcome back to BS with Brian Simpson, episode 87. Is it? Man,
86.
86. We rocking and rolling, man. 86 been a long time. We're gonna do something special for episode 100. No, we're not. Actually, I might do a giveaway. I might do a little giveaway. I might give away some headphones. Some of y'all may have noticed I've been switching up the headphones for the recording. Right now I got on my Focal Batiste. So let me go into that real quick. Quick tech review. So my Neo G9 57-inch, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was the update to Windows or the firmware update to the 57. Anyway, it's awesome. As always, I'm still loving it. I haven't had any problems. I just found a monitor arm that can hold it. The Ergotron does not yet anyway. So but anyway, I've gone through the headphone space right now. I need some in-game headphones. If I'm not a tech person. I would not put myself in that space, but I am, but certain things, the phones, the headphones, the PC monitors, those sorts of things that I've just researched for me and televisions. I can tell you a bit about those things in my own personal experience with those things. So right now I'm doing the headphone thing. So in terms of consumer headphones, because I travel a lot, I've had the Sony XM5s. Those, to me, I would recommend for the average person. They the Swiss Army knife. In terms of value, they're probably the best value. I haven't had a chance to try the new Bose Ultra, Quiet Comfort Ultras. I hear they're comparable to the XM5s. Right now, though, XM5s, top of the pile for me in terms of what I would recommend to the average person. They do it all. For travel, they're lightweight. The noise canceling's top notch. They sound great. But I also have the Bowers & Wilkins PX8. I also have the H95s from Bang & Olufsen. I also have had I just recently returned the Mark Levinson 5909s, and it's not because they sound bad. They sound great. But they kept disconnecting while I was in the middle of phone calls. They kept just turning off. And so, and for what they cost, I think they $1,400 or something crazy like that. For what they cost, nah. That's not acceptable. I'm waiting on my Dolly IO12s. Those are supposed to be the in-game joints. 70 millimeter drivers. They use the same technology that Dolly uses in their speakers. And Dolly is like, top of the pile in terms of, they sell in $50, $80, $100,000 speakers, and they decided to make headphones out the blue. Supposedly these are in-game headphones. I don't know anyone personally that's had them. It's impossible to find a review of them. They haven't even shipped yet. So I went to my local, you got to go to one of those audio stores that sell the speakers and get them, because Dolly, I think only 2 stores in Austin sell them. So I already went, I put down my deposit. I'm waiting on the Dollies, and I'll tell you whether they conquer the pile or not. My PX8s, they sound amazing. They work great. My problem with the PX8s was that they're not for people with big heads. Same thing with the H95s. They barely fit on my head, and so the band kept breaking because it was flexing. The Focal Batiste, they're just big enough. I would like the cups to be a little bigger. The H95s have detachable magnetic cups, so I don't understand why they don't sell bigger versions, like bigger cups for people with bigger heads or bigger ears. And the phone calls aren't great. The XM5s have pretty decent phone calls. The Focal Batiste have pretty excellent phone call quality, but that's something that's really overlooked a lot. But right now, the Focal Batiste, every time I got my little wall of headphones, and every time I go to leave the house, I find myself grabbing the Focals. I love the way they sound, you know, and I ain't one of these motherfuckers that, you know, because some people, they sit there and measure and tell you the frequencies and the responses and you know, they sitting there looking at numbers and deciding whether they like something instead of how it sounds. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what matters. Is like, so it's like if I could do like a blind test and you tell me which ones sound better, I guarantee you it wouldn't be the same ones that measure the best. You know what I mean? It's like that's to me, that's a weird way for you to decide what you like, because, you know, the human ear responds differently to different things. And as you get older, different frequencies fall out or become more pronounced, you know? And so it's weird for people to tell you whether something's good by how it measures. You know, I mean, now obviously certain measurements mean that something couldn't be good, right? But they don't mean something's guaranteed to be good. So I say, put them on your fucking ears, and you know, that's how you decide. And for me, these sound the best, and they have the wireless. Like right now, they're plugged in right now. I'm doing the podcast with them right now. They have a DAC mode, so you turn them, you know, you turn it on DAC mode, and it's not, and you plug, you know, you can use them not wireless, and they sound even better. So to me, you know, the Sony XM5s are the best all around joints. The Focal Baptiste are the best sounding joints, and at the price point. Now, when you get into these damn dollies, these are $1,200. You know, and then the most next expensive ones are the Solitaire T's. I think they want 14, 16 for them. You know, but as soon as I started looking up any reviews, you know, one of the nicks was might not be good for larger heads. So right away, I ain't even going through all that. Because I already know I have one of the larger heads, and
that's a wrap.
Right. And for $1,600 headphones, is like, they should be able to fit larger heads. I don't understand. You know, they test these over there in Scandinavia or wherever the fuck on people with little heads. It's like, it's you know, America, we the diabetes capital of the world. We need big head options, you know? So anyway, like I said, if you're looking for headphones, I recommend the XM5s. If anyone's tried the Bose Quiet Comfort Ultras, those are great for the average consumer headphones. Audiophile people, I'm not talking to you. Okay, just go with your little fucking measurements and go measure. You know what I mean? But for me right now, this is what's up. The Focal Baptiste. Like if you're trying to step it up a notch, you know, and I'm talking about price point, right? When I say the XM5s are the best, I'm talking about for value. They're about almost $400, $380 something. And when you talk about premium consumer headphones, that's about where it starts. $350 to $400. If you spending that kind of money, the XM5s are the best ones for my money. You know, the next level up. Now, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, you know you're gonna spend about $700 for those. They're fine. You know, I don't know anyone that like hates them. I don't like the way they charge. I don't like the fact that it sticks you more in Apple's ecosystem. I don't think they're very comfortable to wear for a long time. But that's just me. But you can't go wrong with either one. The Apple AirPod Max, the Sony XM5s, they're both great. The next level up, when you get into the $700, $800 range, I mean, because I think the AirPods Max compare more to like the Bauer and Wilkins, the PX8s, PX7, X2s. I'm going with Bowers and Wilkins. They're you know, if you don't have a big ass head, they're amazing. They really are. The British know how to do luxury. If they feel good, that lamb skin or whatever the fuck it is, it feels great. You know, and once you get up to the $1,000 range, you know, now we talking crazy up here. You know, I'm reaching for my Focals. I think these are what, $800 or something like that. I'm reaching for them. Are they sending them to me for free? Maybe, perhaps, may chance. You know, I don't reveal my sources, but yeah, I'm sitting around here, and I'm also waiting on the Audi's. I forget what they call them, but those are for gaming. So I have another whole set of headphones for gaming for my computer and I still haven't decided because I can't make choices. All right.
What's the difference with the gaming ones? Is it just it's lower latency and it has the microphone on it? Right.
They have they I think there's more emphasis on mic quality. What I'm hearing about the Audi's is they're the best headphones, period. So gaming or otherwise. But a lot of times too, what happens, you know, the gaming headphones, they're usually you know, they're powered by the PC. They're, you know, they're designed, they don't have their own built-in amp because they don't need it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're tuned differently for better frequency responses, explosions, and all that kind of shit. But also the big thing with the gaming headphones is they gamify every fucking thing because everybody wants lightning bolts and fucking LED blinking shit on them.
Who
But
fucking cares?
Right, exactly. And most of the time they have some way to plug in a microphone, which or have like a little boom on them or something like that. So we'll see. These are supposedly in-game gaming headphones, wireless, and we're gonna see. I keep hearing about them. They're out of stock every fucking where. Mine aren't gonna be here until December, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so enough for boring out. I probably shouldn't do tech at the top of the episode because most people don't give a fuck. But that's where I'm at right now in my tech journey. Is this also new vehicle? I have an Audi A6. This is my one complaint because I've test drove a whole bunch of these cars. The Audi, the BMW, the Mercedes. These like entry level luxury cars. And man, let me just say this. These companies, these car manufacturers, they really do half-ass on the tech a lot of it. Like every single car I've driven or bought or leased that has some kind of tech, it's always problems. And I'm talking about basic problems like just connecting Bluetooth. Like I think I complained about this last week, but you can get a $5 pair of Bluetooth headphones at 7-Eleven that connect to your shit immediately. And you get in your car and it's like, confusion. How? You guys you design engines. Don't go cheap. Like if you selling a 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, $150,000 car, get the top-notch Bluetooth transmitter. Like what is the fucking problem? I don't get it. I don't get how they half-ass on the tech. They pack these cars with tech, especially BMW. They pack the car with tech, and then they half-ass on like the transmitters and shit. It's like the car can fucking drive itself. It can tell you, the things these cars can do now are amazing. And then when it comes down to the part that lets you actually interact with all that tech, it blows my mind. And it's such a thing that they half-ass because if you call their customer service and shit, they'll just go, oh yeah, that's just a problem we having. Like it's just acceptable, They need to put me in charge of tech over there at BMW, Mercedes, Audi. Like, hey, get this shit the fuck out of here. It took them a decade to make it so that the touchscreens didn't have any lag in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, people.
I think that's cheap components.
Oh, it definitely is.
That's where they cheap out on like Chinese components for that.
It definitely is.
That's the same reason why like those Roku built-in TVs or like Netflix built into them. You like press a button and you wait like 10 Mississippi for it to actually like get to the menu.
Oh yeah, it blows my mind. That in a someone buying $150,000 car, $180,000 car has like it's like instead of y'all putting the the $50 screen in the car, you could put the $250 screen in the car, and you just don't. I don't get that. Just throw it into the price. Somebody spending that kind of money on a car, not me, but somebody spending that kind of money, they'll pay the extra $250 for a nicer screen. I don't understand what these like why they think they can just half-ass things when it comes to that.
It's fucking crazy.
The interface, the part that you interact with the car with, you over here half-assing shit. It don't make sense to me. Now my Audi's great. Like the touchscreen is amazing. But just the problems with the connectivity sometimes it just blows my mind. Because there's a lot of features where it's got to connect to them somewhere through the satellite or whatever the fuck, and sometimes it just don't. And they'll be like, yeah, it's just not, Or you go down there and you try to talk to somebody and they don't know what the fuck they talking about, and they hoping you don't know what the fuck you talking about, so they just tell you whatever. Nothing pisses me off more than that. Don't be dismissive. I remember when I was having a problem with my last car with the Bluetooth, and the bitch tried to tell me, oh, that's just how Bluetooth works. No, the fuck it ain't, bitch. this is Bluetooth it's half of my life. Not half, but it's a large portion of my life. Headphones and speakers, and so my go-to speaker is the Bang & Olufsen. I forget the name of that shit. The Bang & Olufsen, the little circle joint. I forget the name of that shit. But I have two of those, and then I have this Sony the XG300. Okay, this is my go-to joint. I take one of those on the road with me no matter where I go, depending on where I'm going. Because depending on where I'm going is whether I'm gonna take a big suitcase or the little one. You know, if I take the little one, I'm gonna take the little circle, the Bang & Olufsen. I forget the name. Can you look it up, Rob? The Bang.
Are you talking about the BSound A9?
The BSound A9. Yeah.
Oh no.
No, it's not the A9. It's not the A9. It's a little
A1.
Circle. The little circle,
like a little one,
like a hockey puck.
A1. It's like that. The A series is like all the little circle ones.
Hold on, let me see here.
Looks like it. Bluetooth speaker?
Yeah, it's a Bluetooth speaker. B&O speaker. Let me see, because I don't know why I'm asking you to look it up like I don't have a fucking computer right in front of me.
Well, I'm looking at a little hockey puck one.
Oh, no. My nigga, the A9, that's not a little speaker at all. That's a...
No, the A1. The A1 is the little speaker. The A1's like a $300.
Let me see. Let me make sure that I know what I'm talking about here. So
no, the A9 is like a $4,000 like.
Yeah, but you know what? I've been somewhere where they had one of those. Man, that's great. Yeah. So the A1 second generation, those are so amazing. Like this is a $279 speaker, this little one, but it sounds like a $500 speaker, like a $700. It is amazing to just a little personal hotel joint. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, honestly. But yeah, B&O, they make some goddamn good little Bluetooth speakers. I ain't gonna hold you. Anyway, so moving on from the tech situation, we got a few emails, right, Rob? I want to respond to some of them. I got a glance. Sir. I got a glance at them. Are they in the Trello?
Yeah, there's some in the Trello. Was there a particular one you wanted to? We did get a follow up on the Hamas, Israel thing from Tony.
Also my man's in them. So I read one of the YouTube comments. Remember our boy last episode that was like, you know, he's drowning in debt and his wife won't get a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked her to move out. Fuck out of here, bitch. Nah. Hey. Okay, damn, I got that this blue is shining right on my goddamn glasses. Okay. I don't see. Oh, okay, they're right here. Dog in apartment, wrecked vagina. Wow, let's do both of these. Hiya, Brian. Here we go. Who starts with hiya? Hiya. Love your show. You are hilarious. Your advice isn't bad either. Yeah, most of the time we on point with the advice. I mean, we have some hard misses. Can you help me out with a little issue? Of course. I recently signed a lease that does not allow animals, but I have a small dog, a very well-behaved, no shedding, non-barking older dog. I signed the lease knowing that having the dog in the apartment will violate the lease. So my question for you is, should I take my chances and sneak the dog in and hope the landlord doesn't find out? The property is a townhome on an isolated street, and the landlord lives about 5 miles away. I have no reason to believe that he will be checking in on me or the property with any frequency, but it's possible that he may find out from neighbors or if he drives by and sees me walking the dog. Or should I proactively tell the landlord that I have a small dog after I move in? Of course, I would pay for any damages the dog may cause and or additional pet rent. Having a pet is not grounds for eviction, but the landlord would probably be pretty pissed at me. Appreciate the help. Vivian. Okay, Viv, look. I've been in a situation like this. And the truth is, obviously you can't get rid of the dog. That's not an option. I'm guessing you're one of these, that's my little fur baby type of people. So it depends on which scenario you can live with. Do you think that sneaking around with the dog is going to stress you to the point, you know, where it starts affecting you physically and mentally? Because I get what's going on. I mean, I'm that type of person where it's like, just hiding it and sneaking it, that's too much for me. You know, but if you're the type of person that can handle the level of stress of all the sneaking and shit, then sneak, but I'm one of those clear the air type of motherfuckers. Now, I don't know if I would necessarily tell the whole truth to the landlord, and I also don't know if you're already living there, but so all I can tell you is what I would do, okay? If I'm in your situation and I'm talking about it's me, I can't handle the stress of the lie, not for long. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak it first, okay? I'm going to sneak it first, give it a couple months. Then I'm going to call a landlord. That gives you time to think of a good lie, okay? Now, the lie has to be something that can't be disproven, okay? Think of a good lie. Somebody died. It's an emergency. You got to wash their dog from time to time. Yeah, something like that. So you have to give, somewhere in the middle of lying and coming clean. Give the landlord, a reason why there would be a dog there on occasion. Hey, sometimes my sister, has to fly to town. I watch her dog for a couple weeks. I'm willing to pay for damages or whatever, but he's an old, well-behaved dog, that kind of thing. So that way, if he ever stops by and happens to see the dog, he doesn't feel like you disrespecting him or her. Right?
Right.
Or you could be one of these goody two-shoes and come clean, because if paying pet rent is not a problem, like if it's not a money issue, maybe come clean and walk around with a clean conscience. But now you're rolling the dice. Because the thing is, if you move in and then tell him right away, he gonna already feel like you planting his face, and then you're gonna start off with a tumultuous relationship with the person that can affect your life in a major way. Also, I don't know where you live, because if you live in Texas, you can't fuck around with the landlord because the government is on their side for sure every time. If you live in California,
I was going to say that's a big thing. Which state you're in?
Oh yeah, that's huge. If you live in California, you could probably bend your landlord over the threshold and fuck him in the ass, and they'll fine him. You know what I'm saying? If you live in Texas, you come home and the landlord could be cooking in your kitchen, and the state will be like, well, here's his property. You know what I mean? So to me, those are the two extremes. But like I said, in these type of situations, there really isn't a wrong answer. It simply depends on what outcome you're looking for and which course of action you can live with. I always do this. What's going to give you the most peace of mind? Because nothing's worth that. Nothing's worth your peace of mind. So when you have a tough decision to make, and you just can't pick, that's the next question you need to ask. Which of these paths will I be able to have the most peace if I take? That's how I do it. And then not you'll always make the right decision, but you'll have peace at the end of it. All right, next email. Thanks, Viv, for the email. Wrecked vagina. Now, how can you not read an email that starts with that's the subject line? Hi, Brian. Just wanted to mention, not every pregnant woman that carries a baby full term ends up with stretch marks, nor does a vaginal birth result in a wrecked vagina. Quote, I myself had a small belly, 9-pound baby, and a cesarean birth. Take care, Monica. I don't know what you're responding to exactly, Monica. If that's something I said, we're ultra corpidarians over here. Boop, 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 boop. That's our little tagline. Ultra crepidarian. Yeah, we don't always know what we're talking about. I don't know what context I said that in. I talk a lot, and so it helps if you reference an episode or even a timestamp, guys. If you email in the show, and you referencing something I said on the show, timestamps make my dick hard. Because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what argument I was making. I don't know what, but I don't think all babies result in a wrecked vagina. I don't think that's true at all. I don't know.
Certainly not ones given birth to by cesarean.
Exactly. I think a cesarean section is actually, avoids the wrecked vagina completely. Also, I think stretch marks are still hot to me. You know, I like the marks of the battle.
Scars.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't know. Stretch marks are a woman thing. Men don't give a fuck about no stretch marks. I don't know no men where that's an issue. I would love to refer to the old Cat Williams joke. If we could get a clip of that joke, you go, hey, it either means you was big and got little, or you was little and got big. but it's not a turn off for most of the men I know. So it's like I those just battle scars.
Hell yeah.
A little seasoning. So, but thank you, Monica. A 9-pound baby, is that a lot? I don't even know that either. Honestly,
that's normal, but that's on the higher end of normal. That's not like crazy though.
All right, that's not like vagina wrecking. Okay. So Monica basically said, I had a cesarean section and an average baby. My vagina's fine. Well, congrats, Monica. Hey, Brian. Hey, Rob. In episode 79 at around 47:15. You see this? You see this? Monica? Thank you, Andrew. In episode 79 at around 47:15. That's all we need, baby. Start every email like that right there. So around episode, so I'm gonna go to the episode and play that. Around episode, hold on. Just because he did that. Okay, so BS Brian Simpson videos. Then about 10 episodes back. Around episode 79, around 40. What did he say? 47.
47:15.
47. Oh, damn. 42. 47. 15. Okay. Okay, so let me pause it there just to see. Okay. Around 47:15, you guys were talking about your use of headphones and heightened senses that were possibly symptoms of ADHD. I related to that couple-minute discussion more than you could imagine. Okay, so let me see what he's talking about. House. And listen, and if you ask me what my problem is, I think, it's the same reason. Like I get I used to get a lot of shit for wearing my headphones everywhere. I always got them. I got several different kinds and all that. And a lot of times I would be like, in the sacred ground of the comedy store, something, I got my headphones on. Some people take offense to that. What's your problem? Why you only got my headphones on? And listen, I think maybe if I was evaluated by a psychiatrist, it would probably have something to do with like an unstable childhood and my need to control all the variables around me so I can feel stable. But my ego's response to that is, be interesting, bitch. I got my headphones on because what's happening in there is more interesting than what the fuck you talking about. Because that's what, when something interesting happens, I go, and I'm in there. But you bars. Okay, that's enough. He says, I related to that couple-minute discussion more than you could imagine. I've never gone for testing to see if I, in fact, have ADHD, but after many years of struggling with aspects of my life, I decided to go for a full eval at the end of the month. Well, congratulations on taking charge of your mental health. I was diagnosed as a child, and so as an adult, it was diagnosed as depression, but I think they go hand in hand. I think the ADHD was probably more on point. I used to think I was just anxious or depressed, but as I've gotten older, I find that a lot of my issues seem to fit into the symptoms of ADHD that aren't as talked about. For instance, I never realized how much I rely on my headphones while running errands. A while back, I started a new relationship, and the first time we went grocery shopping together, I went obviously headphone-less to the same Whole Foods I always go to, and it was like I was in a new place. I couldn't focus. I couldn't find items. I get almost weakly, and it was just a bizarre feeling. I feel you on that, brother. It's like the sound of a pod or music keeps the noise in my head and or in life at bay enough that I can focus on the task in hand, and without it, I'm scrambled. I'm not trying to self-diagnose based on podcast info. That's exactly what you're doing. But I appreciate hearing from other people I respect that have similar issues, so thank you. Yeah, I I agree with that. I mean, it's definitely something worth looking into. Yeah, I think the headphones is a coping thing. I mean, every time I go to the airport or to the grocery store or anywhere like that, I'm always the only person with headphones on there. Everybody be looking at me like I'm crazy. Even and every now and then I run into somebody else that got them on. I'm like, because to me, it's absolutely, it's I just can't do it. Like I've gotten to the airport and forgot my headphones or they broke or something like that, and I'll fucking buy a whole new overpriced pair right there in the airport. Because and I'm talking about, I see people with headphones on the plane, but I need them. I need them in the whole shit. You know what I mean? I need them in the whole experience. So, for instance, I never realized how much I realized. Okay, yeah. I really enjoyed
respect to this guy to Andrew for he heard it on a podcast and he's like, I'm going to go get evaluated by a medical professional.
And that's exactly the way to go. Don't let TikTok or a podcast or any of that shit diagnose you with some shit. Go check it out, because you might have something that's adjacent to that thing. You might have something that presents as one thing, but then you scratch a little beneath the surface and it's actually some other thing. And also, if you can afford it, get multiple evaluations, because some of these psychiatrists don't know what the fuck they're talking about, or they quacks, or they're C students. You know what I mean? I really enjoy the pod. You're in my weekly rotation of listening, and usually what I start my Fridays with. I'm a truck driver and spend most of my hours alone during the week, so I rely on a host of podcasts and music playlists to fill the void. Keep it up. I hope to see you live if you ever come to Rhode. Oh, I'm sorry. Hope to see you live. Woo, that completely changes the whole meaning of that sentence. I hope to see you live if you ever come to Rhode Island. It's wild that those two words spell the same. Be well, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you, brother. Okay. So that's all our emails for this week. Let's do one news story before we
we got an update on the Hasan Minahj situation.
Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't get into that right off the top. Whoa. The New Yorker is garbage. They tried to destroy this man with straight up just lies and embellishment and shit that it made me so mad. It made me so mad that I would question somebody that I've known, that, because they made it. It's like my belief that a journalistic publication of that stature wouldn't just straight up make shit up or leave shit, like wouldn't just straight up lie, tell a disprovable lie, right? Is what made it such a conundrum for me, because I'm like, I know this dude and he don't seem like a liar. You know what I mean? Like, but then at the same time, it's like the shit they saying, it seemed true. Like, why would they lie about this when you can go talk to this woman or you can go talk to these people? And then he put out a video last week that just straight up was like, oh, they straight up just lied. They straight up just lied or embellished or misled. And then, you know what was funny is they responded to that by saying they stand on the story they wrote. How you stand on what you wrote? How you standing on it? Because if you just watch the first, because I encourage y'all, the first like 30 seconds is weird, but if you watch the first 10 minutes of that video or first 5 minutes of that video, you come away from it like, I'm talking about Hasan Minaj's video response to the New Yorker article. It's infuriating because this article came out just in time to have him out of the running for the Daily Show hosting job, which I'm sure he wanted. He didn't say that to me, but come on. It's
a good gig.
Yeah, and between him and Roy Jones, I think they were the best fit for it. I mean Roy Jones, between him and Roy Wood Jr. I think either of them, but the point is to play with that man's life like that. And so if y'all aren't familiar, Hasan Minahj does these storytelling things and tells stories in his real life. And the New Yorker, under the guise of doing a piece on him, put out basically a hit piece saying that he was making up some of the key parts of the stories of his life. And the main thing that made people upset was that they say he lied about racism, which put this white girl in danger. And anyway, if Hasan Minahj hadn't been recording the interview himself, he would have been fucked, because that was the only way that's the only way he proved that not only did they leave out facts, but that they were facts that he gave to them. Mm-hmm. You know, so they had all the information that he presented to us to prove that they were bullshitting, and they just simply decided, you know, to write the story in a way that made it look like he just made everything up. You know what I mean? And especially the one about the girl. So the big thing was the girl he tried to go to prom with told him that she couldn't go to prom with him because her parents didn't want pictures of him being taken of her with a brown man, you know, to send it to their family and shit. And he said, he told them, they asked him, did that really happen? He told them it didn't happen on prom night. It happened a few days before. But in the special, I put it on prom night because it's more engaging, which is perfectly fine. Right? But
perfectly reasonable.
Right. But they wrote the article as if it never happened at all, and he just made it all up. And he proved not only that it happened, and they tried to make it seem like this girl was getting death threats and all this other shit. And he literally put out, he literally showed emails and text exchanges with this woman that proved that not only did it happen, you know, but also he went out of his way to protect her identity. She came to the show, saw the show, had a good time, all of these things. So it's wild. And keep in mind, the New Yorker had these receipts and these email exchanges and all of that, and still put out the article because it was more sensational that way. Bruh, I swear to God, on my mama, I will never talk to another fucking reporter. I will never deal with a fucking reporter. That is crazy to me. These guys are psychopaths. And I believe they're in the list. Journalists are in the list of careers that psychopaths go into. You know?
Interesting.
Never, buddy. They can suck my dick from the back.
The other thing that he brings up in the video that he posted is that he does make a strict distinction between the political comedy stuff that he does and his stand-up, where the political comedy says facts come first, but in stand-up, emotional truth is more important. And I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, as do I. I don't, you know, because like I said, I think it's okay to embellish or even straight up lie to get a laugh. But if you lie to elicit any other emotion, people feel betrayed. You know, and so, but even that, I think it's okay to massage the truth a bit for the sake of having a better story, but it can't be straight up false, you know. And so,
right.
But for them to make it seem like he was some kind of fucking psychopath that was just, I mean, bruh,
back off the mic just a little bit.
I'll never trust another reporter. I'm like straight up, just straight up. It'll never fucking happen.
What's that? Is that the Gelman hypothesis? Is that what it is?
I don't know what that means.
Gelman amnesia, that's what it's called. Briefly stated, the Gelman amnesia effect is as follows. You open the newspaper to an article on some subject you know well. In Murray's case, physics. In mine, show business. You read the article and see the journalist has absolutely no understanding of either the facts or the issues. Often the article is so wrong it actually presents the story backwards, reversing cause and effect. I cause these the wet streets cause rain stories. Paper's full of them. In any case, you read with exasperation or amusement the multiple errors in a story, and then turn the page to national or international affairs and read as if the rest of the newspaper was somehow more accurate about Palestine than the baloney you just read. You turn the page and you forget what you know. That's from Michael Crichton, the author.
Well, people are psychopaths. Perfect example. Look at this next one. The pregnancy was a con. How one woman allegedly tricked countless doulas into helping deliver a fake baby. Holy shit. For months, dozens of unwitting birth workers coached a supposedly expecting client named Caitlin Braun through a series of grotesque labor scenarios. Now, in a sprawling international court case, she faces 52 criminal charges for making it all up. In their first major magazine interviews, 5 of Caitlin's accusers described how they fell under her chilling, persuasive power. In a TikTok video uploaded this March, an Ontario doula, let's call her Ashley, stares intently on the camera. She has a warning for her fellow birth workers. A serial pregnancy faker is on the loose. What the fuck? Pulling unsuspecting doulas into a string of ever-changing nightmare scenarios. Without naming names, Ashley imparts her message. This person was not and has not ever been pregnant. What the fuck is going on? The post quickly went viral as other stitched videos corroborating Ashley's claims. A troubling pattern soon emerged as to the identity of the accused, Caitlin Braun, a 24-year-old social worker from Brantford, Ontario, who had reportedly been DMing doulas on Instagram with myriad versions of a shattering scenario. In many cases, the details mirrored the lived experiences of the doulas themselves and all shared a common plot. Seemingly scared and in crisis, Caitlin needed them to help her through a traumatic ordeal. Some doulas had already called the police, but Caitlin was still out there roping people in over and over again. To what end? By the time Caitlin Braun was arrested on March 13th and charged with multiple counts of fraud, criminal harassment, false pretenses, indecent acts, and sexual assault, she had allegedly enlisted dozens of doulas, feeding off their compassion and manipulating their professional code. Unlike OBGYNs or midwives, who are medical providers, doulas are devoted to providing comfort, advocacy, and education to clients throughout the birth process, both virtually and in person. It appears that Caitlin had found a perfect target, people whose entire job is to believe women, to address their pain instead of dismissing it, to hear them, help them, and support their choices no matter what. And support Caitlin they did. At significant emotional and financial cost to themselves, many opted to provide their services for free. Why are you doing that? Now they share their stories in excruciating detail with the hope of raising awareness about whatever the hell happened here. What did happen? Caitlin's alleged behavior tracks with what may be factitious disorder, a serious mental illness where people falsify medical or psychological symptoms, says Mark Feldman, MD, a clinical professor of psychiatry and adjunct professor of psychology at the University of Alabama and co-author of Dying to Be Ill, The True Stories of Medical Deception. Unlike most mental illnesses, this one involves deliberateness and often tremendous planning, he explains. Many patients are also deft improvisers, spinning up convincing details on the fly. The experience is so gratifying that they can't resist, even when they know it's likely to explode in their faces. Caitlin was hyper aware of the trauma she was causing, says Nora, a 25-year-old doula who provided 10 days of phone support to Caitlin. For Samantha, 35, who supported Caitlin in person and virtually, there was even an admission. Afterward, Caitlin told me she was going to see her therapist for help, getting my brain and my thoughts figured out, she said. So whether or not she did, Caitlin continued hiring new doulas anyway. Because of a court-ordered publication ban, all the doulas' names in this story have been changed. For the same reason, Caitlin's attorney, Allison R. McDonald, said Caitlin was unable to speak with Cosmopolitan, noting that Caitlin was still in custody. Caitlin has not entered a plea. Her social work license has been temporarily suspended. Temporarily? This is mind blowing to me. I mean, obviously, man, I might have dated a girl or two that had this disorder. What was it called? Fictitious disorder?
Factitious disorder.
Factitious disorder. Shit. Okay.
It's insane because like all they get out of it is just
sympathy.
I don't know, the rush of like getting one over.
Like, oh my God, I'm getting away with this lie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the stranger's reaching in my pussy. That's a wild disorder to have, to take it that far. It's like, oh shit, man, you showing people your pussy for not for sexual reasons. Just like, oh, like you faking contractions. How? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the kind of woman that would have a damn C-section. Yo, wait a minute. Caitlin could have been
Vivian.
Yeah, how we know Caitlin wasn't Vivian?
Or no, Monica. Monica was the one with the C-section.
Was it?
Vivian was the one with the dog. Vivian was the one
with the dog. Okay, yeah. So how we know how we know that how we know Monica didn't fake her because she don't have a wrecked vagina. You know, and it's
That's how
definitely
they tell whether you have factitious disorder.
exactly.
They
They check for damage. They check for labia damage.
God.
All right, guys, we gotta get out of here. That's how wrap up the episode. We just fucking with you, Monica. We love you. Thank you for emailing the show. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, you want advice from the advice champ, go ahead and email us at BSwithBrianSimpson@gmail.com. If you want to see me, I will be in Winnipeg this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. At the what comedy club is it? Is it Rumors? Yes, it'll be Rumors Comedy Club in Winnipeg, Canada. If you're interested. Also, if you want to leave us a voicemail, what's the number, Rob?
Voicemail is 323-451-1980.
Precisely. And if you want to support the show, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, buy something from one of the sponsors, share the motherfucker. Go to YouTube. If you're an audio person, go to audio. If you're a YouTube person, all of that shit. All right. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week.